salut les petits potes, ça fait plaisir de vous retrouver. Donc là on continue le let's play de Vampyr. Donc c'est parti, donc là il faut que j'aille pénétrer dans la vieille morgue, apporter les médicaments dans la chambre des patients. Donc il faut que j'aille donner un coup de main. Et accessoirement j'ai créé juste avant des médocs contre la fatigue. Donc je vais le donner à un des patients pour voir ce que ça donne.
Good evening, Mr. L.
Evening, Doctor.
How close are you to Miss Hallcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite harmless, I can assure you. Her head's broken inside is all. While I'm busted on the outside. But she's still beautiful. Living proof that there's hope for me.
So do you let her bite you? You know that's not sanitary.
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of me blood. And the pain, it's real for once.
She could decide to bite less willing patients.
Then it's another good reason for me to stay here, Doctor.
You do realize she's mentally disturbed. It's called the Cotard syndrome. She truly believes she's a vampire.
In her madness, she never refers to my scars. And frankly, if I could, I'd join her world. It seems much more fun than the real one.
Alors, comment on fait?
Soldier, do you need assistance?
I'm fine.
Comment on fait pour le traiter? Ah, sérieux, il est passé en bonne santé maintenant? C'est moi ou on se fout un peu de ma gueule ici?
Soldier, do you need...
I'm fine.
Ah oui, je peux le charmer normalement.
Goodbye for now.
Mais on va pas faire ça. En revanche, j'étais persuadé qu'il y avait quelqu'un à traiter dans le coin. Ah oui, c'est l'autre. Ok, je me suis gouré. J'ai rien dit, c'est par ici. Hop.
But in the circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit of
Good
the
evening,
doubt.
Mr. Gomez.
Okay.
Why did your mother have you hospitalized?
My mother just wants the best for me. She won't rest while I'm here. She'd go all the way to hell and back to help me.
Pembroke Hospital may look unorthodox, but rest assured you're in good hands here.
It's not me you have to convince, Dr. Reed. It's my mother.
Is your mother bothering you? As your doctor, I can ask her to leave you alone if you would prefer.
That's tempting, Doctor. But you have no idea what my mother is capable of. She would tie herself to my bed if you asked her to leave.
How painful.
So painful, I'd rather...
Bizarre, j'avais déjà répondu à la question si je me trompe pas. Alors maintenant.
Do you need any...
I'm afraid I may, sir.
You are not a...
And you have my...
Donc là il est en récupération.
I
Ok,
have
bah
to go
cool.
now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
I'm alright. Don't waste your time with me.
Good evening, Doctor.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswing.
Bon, bah, je viens de le traiter, c'est cool.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
Et moi il faut que j'aille à la morgue maintenant. Alors à mon avis je crois que c'est par ici.
It's locked. It's locked, all right.
On va voir si je peux faire le tour. Oula. Là qui est un peu violent. J'arrive dans la place. Les vampires ont quand même bien se tenir. Je vais les éclater. J'espère que je vais pouvoir rentrer. Ouais, nickel. C'était juste pour ouvrir la porte de l'extérieur. Bon, en tout cas, on a réussi à soigner quelqu'un, c'est pas mal. Je pense qu'on va essayer de faire en sorte de soigner le plus de personnes possible dans le quartier de l'hôpital. Et après, on verra ce qu'on peut faire. En tout cas, c'est dangereux de sortir de l'hôpital, hein. Parce qu'il y a vraiment une chier de vampires.
Behavior is similar to the infected William Bishop. Must be the same strain. This sickness moves faster than influenza. It's locked, all right.
On n'est pas bien là, avec cette épidémie de morts.
This key will surely grant me access to the basement.
Oh merde! Oh, putain, il m'a fait peur. Oh le bâtard! Viens par là mon pote. Ça va pas se passer comme ça. Ah bah quand ils ont mon niveau, hein, ça s'éclate bien plus facilement d'un coup. Hein.
It's locked.
Allez, ramenez-vous, tas de cons. Que je vous éclate. Hein. tout cas, j'espère que je vais réussir à faire le jeu vraiment sans tuer de concitoyens. On va voir si on est thug. Hop. Ça m'a fait un peu flipper. Allez, on va les laver.
Skulls feed from corpses and the husks of animals. They're not after blood.
Allez, rentre chez toi. Allez, petit. Ah bah te voilà. Il est vraiment costaud ce vampire. Dès que je marche sur un bout de bois, je le fais exploser. Salut gros. Ah bah non, il est mort. Il a pas l'air en forme.
Mr. Connor's injuries don't match the report. I'd better look into this. Traces of a pinkish foam at the corner of the lips. Some sort of drug overdose, perhaps? Multiple abrasions and scarring on the arms and legs. Old and distinctive injuries of a sailor or a fisherman. The chest was originally opened to perform the operation. The sutures are clean, but the chest has been reopened. A puncture over the left lung, possibly a chest tube insertion. Not the cleanest work, but I think it was successful.
Je sais pas si ça a été vraiment un succès l'opération.
Signs of internal bleeding. So, Dr. Tippett's anesthetics were incorrectly dosed, causing the patient's death. And then he tried to operate on him again. Tippett has made an egregious error. It's time we talked. Tippett has made an... It's locked, all right. It's locked.
Ah, une nouvelle arme. Voyons voir ça. Alors c'est quoi? Ça manque de l'absorption au sang. Alors, on va essayer de le remplacer avec ça pour voir. Alors. Ah ok, c'est bon. Hop. Ça on a déjà ouvert. Bon, on va chercher pour voir si on n'aurait pas d'autres à éclater quand même. Petit. Ah, un boss. Mais t'es niveau 7, mon pote, qu'est-ce que tu veux faire? Par ici, mon gars.
These scowls can be so ferocious. I'm not sure I can defeat them without becoming stronger. To drink blood is so tempting. Sodium hypochlorite. Dangerous to administer, but efficient in the proper dosage.
Bah, on va se calmer. Alors, est-ce que je viens à des nouveaux trucs? Donc ça, c'est pas mal pour gagner des charges de sang. Je vais bien pouvoir refaire d'autres remèdes. Ah cool, une nouvelle formule énigmatique. Ah, évidemment, je vais pouvoir crafter des trucs ici. Alors... est-ce que j'en fais un autre? Donc pour l'instant, je vais garder. Ça peut servir. Est-ce que je peux améliorer? Non, je ne peux pas. Est-ce que je peux améliorer un pieu? Je peux améliorer un pieu. Très bien. Parfait. Alors, je suppose que je peux pas améliorer. Ah si. Bien. Hop. Bon, normalement en théorie, je dois revenir. Hop. Il n'y a plus personne parce que j'ai niqué tout le monde ici. Il n'y a plus que l'autre médecin aussi qu'il va falloir que j'allume, comme il fait mal son taf. Ah, tiens, petit. Et viens par ici. Je pensais que j'avais ramassé tout le monde. Ah, maintenant, il faut que je retrouve la sortie. Parce que je me connais. Je suis en train de me perdre. retourne à l'hôpital. Hop.
It's locked, all right.
Dommage. Donc moi je dois voir Dorothy Crane. Dodo, t'es où? Ah.
Finally, you've returned, Doctor. Did you find anything of value?
Yes, nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls. When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
Ok.
Don't waste your time with me.
C'est pas avec lui qu'il faut que je parle. N'oubliez pas que le sang des citoyens vous apporte énormément d'expérience. Cherchez les citoyens ayant un niveau de charme inférieur ou égal au vôtre et faites le bon choix. Non, j'ai dit que je toucherai pas aux patients. C'est pas lui, le médecin qu'il faut que j'éclate, c'est lui.
Good evening, Dr. Timmons.
Dr. Reed, any good?
Corcoran, I want you to tell me about Mr. Connor. How did he die? What happened?
He was my patient. He died because of my mistake. That's the blunt truth.
Who was this patient?
I don't know. Some sick man from the docks, maybe a fisherman. I had no time to talk with him. No one claimed a body.
What was the nature of the mistake?
It was a twofold error. My diagnosis was wrong, and the administered dosage was too strong.
Why not stop practicing?
Are you mad? I killed that man, I admit it, and it won't happen again. I have saved so many lives since then.
You're exhausting yourself, Corcoran. Maybe you should think about preserving your strength.
No. We must keep on healing all those poor souls. We are the last rampart before chaos. Once more, unto the breach.
Nurse Brannigan is worried about you, Doctor.
She should not have told you that. I will have a word with her.
You don't have to blame her for her honesty.
I'm not that kind of man, my dear Jonathan. Actually, Nurse Brannigan's opinion is the only one I may listen to.
Goodbye, Dr. Tibbets.
Alors. Ah, il est au-dessus.
I wonder what your last words were.
Please, Jonathan, come in. Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea, but my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
There is an absurd poetry to my situation. Physician, heal thyself.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And please, call me Edgar.
I'm not some doe-eyed student, Edgar. I understand we both have something to gain from this relationship.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all your newfound skills.
Please, go on.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is what you need. That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
Do you need...
I have just...
Then ask.
You meant...
Certain. I feel it...
Yet
The brother...
since I'm the
Wealth?
Where
Or to be... What we...
Since you...
Asthma...
This
You will...
must be. The man...
He was...
Just for
A
clarity.
skull is easier to eliminate, John.
Where do...
The name means slave. The etym...
We'll see each other again.
C'était bref. Bon allez, je termine là l'épisode. Si vous avez aimé, laissez un like, abonnez-vous, éclatez le bouton j'aime, faites-vous plaisir. Allez, à plus!